Hi there and welcome. If you're new, if you are tagging along on this journey with me, welcome back to Solely Creations. My name is Isenia. Here on my channel, we plan, we get organized, budget, we cash plan, and we cash stuff. If those are things that interest you, I really hope that you follow along for more. Hi there and welcome. Here we are together again for some more budgeting and cash planning. I hope that everyone is having a great week coming into Christmas and New Year's as far as the holidays. I hope that everyone is getting to spend time with their family and friends, which is what it's all about this time of year. We have been doing just that, and it's been pure chaos for the month of December, just trying to get all of the things checked off of our lists as far as gifts and planning with family and friends. And so essentially I've been playing catch up with myself, trying to meet all of those things that I want to get done for the month of December. For this video, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently for the month of December's budget and cash planning. We are going to budget for both pay period 1 and pay period 2, and then take whatever is left from both pay periods and combine them to do one cash stuffing for the month of December. And that just, there's a whole lot more spending that happens in December, and so it's gonna make sense, and we'll still be able to set aside what we can set aside from whatever is left over after we plan for January's bills. So we are going to get started. I've already got the IOUs done. I've been keeping up with those, trying to just stay on top of what I can really. So I've got both pay period 1, pay period 2. And I'm hoping that we'll have a good amount to be able to set aside for savings, but with whatever we have, that's what we have. So I'm hoping to meet that $3,000 mark, though, with what we have left. So for pay period 1, I'm going to list my individual contributions to the bills, my husband's contribution to the bills. With whatever's left, we'll plan our cash stuffing and budget goals, and I'll do everything just probably on one section for pay period 2, just so I don't have to fill out both. But we'll list starting with mine. So we've been staying on top of everything that we want to stay on top of, and everything is going nicely and coming smoothly as far as gifts that we've ordered, and we've pretty much got that all out of the way. And now we're just really trying to coordinate with family and friends when to set up time to meet everyone's schedules, to gift exchange and hang out. It's not something that we get to do a whole lot often, just because we're both busy and everyone's got, their own priorities that they need to stay on top of. So the holidays are really a good time for us to not only spend time with each other, but also spend time with extended family that we don't see too often. And we do have family coming into town from out of state, so we definitely want to make time for them. And the girls are excited. My husband's father has been dressing up as Santa Claus the last couple of years. The girls have really enjoyed that, so he's gonna do that again this year. I'm gonna leave these 2 spots blank for credit card payments. He went all out this year by growing out his beard, and he did really good. Like, it's long, it's white. That way he doesn't have to worry about wearing a fake one, which I give him major kudos for. I know that takes a lot of patience and care. So we'll probably do that. We'll spend time with them Christmas Day. And then depending on brothers and sisters and things like that, depending on what they're doing, hopefully we'll get them in before Christmas. Okay, so those are my contributions, and then I'll do my husband's, which is all essentially the same. I know I say this every time, but we evenly contribute to the bills. The only difference is that we have our own individual like credit payments and things like that. So that's the only difference in the amounts, which my husband takes care of his payment obligations and then I take care of mine, but we do include them in what we're planning for. And this pay period was, the first pay period of the month was pretty crazy as far as buying gifts and things like that. So our spending was definitely a lot more pay period 1. And we didn't have too many IOUs for pay period 2, which was nice because we had more than what we usually have for pay period 1. I don't plan on there being a whole lot that we'll be able to set aside to savings for the end of the year, but whatever we have, I'll be grateful for. And let's see. So he's still going to pay that extra towards his credit that we're calling his car still, which is helping getting those credit card balances down. And then the girls' savings account, always want to prioritize that as much as we can. Okay, so I've got pay period 1, the totals listed there, and then our IOUs, which I've already got those tallied as far as the amounts. And we'll do pay period 2. And then this will just ensure that we have all of our bill payments done and ready to come out for the month of January, because again, we're a month ahead as far as that goes. We want to continue that goal. I did finally hear back. I got my car in on the 16th of this month, and they have kept it for a little over a week now, just trying to figure out exactly what's causing the engine light to come on, as well as whatever's going on with the braking and the acceleration not working properly. They said that they wouldn't be able to do a diagnosis on it without an engine light on, which it took us about a week and a half to get an appointment to even get the car there. And by the time they turned the car on, the check engine light went off. So they said that they were going to drive it around, put some miles on it, try to get that light to come back on, but without it, they weren't going to be able to do much because they have to, run it through with their scanner and find a specific code, which is unfortunate that we're to the point that we have to rely on technology to give us specific codes to figure out what's wrong with our cars. In the old days, I thought it was, you just looked at it and you figured out what was wrong, but I guess not. with the way that technology has advanced our cars, we're not going to know without them being able to check for specific codes. So they put about 40 miles on the car, and they've driven it, and the check engine light did not come on. Prior to getting it into the dealership, I took it to Toyota, which is where my husband's car is a Toyota. I have a Kia. And they were able to run some tests on it with the check engine light on, just because we weren't able to get it in. And we had to coast while driving it, trying to get home one day. We couldn't accelerate. We were stuck at like 25 miles an hour. So I definitely thought that was an emergency, and we needed to get it in to get it figured out what was wrong. So they did check it. They found metal fragments in the oil. So they drained that and then replaced the oil. But their software systems couldn't figure out or determine what the problem was, because, you know, they're not Kia. So they recommended it taking to Kia so that they could do what they needed to do to figure out what was wrong. But they assumed it was something with the engine and possibly a recalibration, something. I don't speak the whole lingo, but that's what they were able to determine with just looking at it. And so I'm thinking that because they replaced the oil, got the metal fragment out of there, that's what could have been triggering the engine to say that something was wrong, because there was metal in the oil, and so it was trying to protect itself. But we don't know. I guess we won't know. When I heard back from Kia, they said that I just needed to bring it in once the oil needed to be changed. So in about 1,500 miles, take it back in, which I'm assuming is when the issues are gonna happen again, if it's ultimately the oil. If it's something wrong with like a filter or something that's connecting the oil to the engine, that's triggering that check engine light to come on and for the acceleration to completely stop. You know, the engine's trying to protect itself from becoming damaged. So they're going to keep it. They're going to continue driving it because they have to keep it until I get a part in to fix one of my windows. It's not rolling down from the master switch on the driver's side. So they're going to replace that switch, and they said that they'll keep driving it until they get that part in and replaced. But if the check engine light doesn't come on, then they're going to give it back to me, and we'll just have to wait until it comes back on. But that's what I'm assuming is going to happen. Once the oil, you know, was used, and, you know, maybe those metal fragments start to fill the oil again, and I have to replace that, that's probably when problems are going to start again. And then hopefully they'll be able to, with the check engine light, figure out the exact problem and then get it fixed. It doesn't sound to me personally that there's something wrong with the engine or the transmission, so that's good news, and I'm just going to hold on to that and hope for the best, and that it's, you know, just a matter of replacing whatever needs to be replaced to properly filter the oil. So far not too expensive. We didn't have to spend too much on the car. The part for the window was like $120, and then plus labor. Shouldn't be more than $200 to replace that. So that's good. I was expecting a hefty bill for that. So I've got our contributions listed for both pay period 1, pay period 2, and that will ensure we've got our bills covered for January, and then we're good for another month. And then I've got our IOUs listed. What I'm going to do is figure out totals between the both, and then figure out the cash stuffing goals and the budgeting goals, and then we'll come back and review together. Okay, so we've got the totals figured out after everything as far as bills, and then our IOUs, which were a lot more than I wanted them to be, but what can you do? So for our cash stuffing goals, we're going to continue with the prioritizing the 100 envelope and 52-week binders, stuff what we can, contribute to all of our cash envelopes, and with that remaining consistent to meet our savings goals, to save as much as we can when we can. This is going to stay the same going into 2025 just because it's not something that we really need to change. We're saving at a good pace, so if it ain't broke, there's no need to change it. The total amount that we have to set aside is $510, which is nice. That is a lot more than I was expecting, so you have to be grateful for that. Budget goals, we're just going to continue to monitor the girls' CD, which is maturing in 2025. We've earned a total of $250 interest on that, which is great. So we have to plan what we want to do once it matures, if we're going to put it in a new CD or what we're going to do at that point. I guess that just depends on interest rates, really. We're preparing for taxes. We're going to do the majority of what we can do for like expenses and deductions and things like that at the end of this month. And then we'll have to wait until the end of January, beginning of February, as far as interest and things like that, the banks will send out their interest statements. And then just some information for next month's pay. So we've got $510 to be able to do for our cash stuffing, which is great. For this month, just knowing how much we spent, that's a decent amount, I would say. So we're gonna do the cash planning section, which I've got the notes from the last cash stuffing, so we know about how much we're gonna be adding with the 510. So we're definitely gonna get over 3,000, which is great. And I will use this to help determine what we're gonna put in this time. Okay, so December. And we are going to start with family goals. Alrighty, so the first 3 envelopes in family goals, we're going to do 20. Funny money, let's see. Okay, so funny money, we'll do the same amount, 5. Cars, we're gonna do 20. Of course the dogs want to start barking now. Sorry about that. Their buddy is out there barking. Home, we are going to do 5. And pets, we'll do 5. And miscellaneous is going to be our roll. So money in here is kind of bent. Okay, so miscellaneous we're gonna roll. So the max we can roll on this is 6. And if we don't roll a 6, anything left over will go into our dollar buffer. So we are going to roll a 4 this pay period. That's 4, so then we'll keep that in mind. We have got 2 that's going into dollar buffer. And then groceries, we are going to do 30. Now with groceries, we're also coming up on the end of fall. We've actually officially started winter here. And then as far as what we've been accumulating in monthly, all of those will also go into groceries. So when we do the actual cash stuffing, I'll remove whatever in the season and monthly, and we'll also stuff that into groceries. So, but from this money, from the 510, it's gonna get 30. Okay, so then next we'll do celebrations. So for New Year's, Valentine's, 4th of July, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, we're gonna do the minimum amount, 20. For the girls, let's see. For the girls, we're gonna do 20 for each of theirs, their main savings and their birthday savings. For my husband, we'll do 5 for his savings and birthday. Anniversary, we'll do 10. And then gifts, we'll do 5. Okay. Next, we'll do challenges. So dollar buffer so far is getting 2, but we'll see if we have anything left over to put into that one. 5s, 10s, 15s, we'll do 5. 20, we'll do 10. And I think I'm gonna do 10 in all of these just to put as much as I can into those. Season will also do 10. And then 52 week, I believe we're on 8 for this binder. Perfect. Okay. So for 100 envelope, we are going to do 8 and 17. And then for this 52 week, we are doing 11. All right, next we're doing the personal binder. So all of our spending will do 5. Spending. Beauty and health will do 5. Caffeine will do 10. Dining out will do 5. Date night will do 5. Entertainment will do 5. Holiday will do 5. Planner will do 5. Self-care, we're gonna do 5. And I have been having a whole lot of fun with my nail adventure. I actually just did these. And it's taking a lot of patience and time, but I'm having fun. There are so many types of designs and things that I can do, color patterns to follow, and so I've got 3 sets that I've worked on now. These were probably my favorite just because they were so intricate as far as like the lining and stuff. but I may do something maybe Christmassy and New Year's-y next for my next set of nails. Okay, so for long term, Miss Piggy, Butterfly, and Rainy Day are all gonna get, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna increase that a little bit. I'm gonna do 15 in all three of these. Just to put a little more in there. With what we have for monthly, I'm gonna do 11, and that'll be that for December. And then the total that we have in monthly, which is 35, will go into groceries along with season. Girls trip will do 5. Subscriptions will do 5. Taxes we're gonna do 10. Just because that's coming up, and with whatever we have, whatever can help if we have anything we need to pay into. Weekend will do 5. Electronics will do 5. Backyard will do 5. Family will do 5. Month ahead, we're gonna do 10. And then for wedding, we're gonna do 10 as well. Okay, so we've got 7 left over, which for sure the 2 from the roll, so that's 5 left over. What I'm gonna do is run through these amounts to make sure that's in fact how much we have left over, and then we'll plan for the additional 5 that we have. Into which envelope I want to put that into. Okay, so I ran those totals through, and we did get to 508. So the only thing we're missing is the $2 from the roll, which brings us to the grand total of 510. And so now we just need to figure out our denominations. So we're not going to do anything more than a 10, because I know that we have some envelopes that are meeting their $50 milestone, and then depending on what the total is that gets put into groceries in the end, we may be able to move on to placeholders, which would be great. So 5s, groceries, 1s, 5s, 10s, 5s, 10, and then 1s, lots of 10s. Actually, I'm gonna do 5s for caffeine, 10. Month ahead, I'll also do 5s and wedding. Just because I know I'll be doing a condensing probably with the next cash stuffing anyway, so we'll worry about that then. Okay. Okay, so for 1s, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We need 21s, 5s, 44 5s and 27 10s. So $20 in 1s, $220 in 5s, and $270 in 10s. For a grand total of 510. Perfect. And then for the actual cash stuffing, as we put the new amounts in, we'll write the new balance in each envelope so that we can continue that running total of the overall amount that we have saved. We have 2,810 already saved. So it's going to put us at a grand total of 3,320 after the next cash stuffing. So great, we're over that $3,000 amount, which I think is great to end the year. And then we'll just keep on this pace in the new year and see how much we can continue to save. So I just need to write down the denominations so that I can ask of the teller. So 21s, 44 5s, and 27 10s. And that'll be a total of 510. Perfect. Okay, so then I will keep this in with the savings dashboard and take that to the teller when I go get my cash. Alrighty. So that is all for this budget and cash planning video for the month of December. I really hope you enjoyed what you saw. Any questions that you have, remember the comments are always open. And if you'd like to continue on this journey with me and you aren't already, I really hope you consider subscribing. I hope you all have a wonderful end to your weekend, start to the week as far as Christmas goes. If you've got your notifications on, you'll know. I'm hoping to have these videos out before Christmas, but set up those notifications. That way you are there and ready for when these videos are ready to come out. Until next time, guys, bye.